Hi, this is Kimberly. This is part 11 of day 4 of the testimony in the trial of Chris McNabb and Courtney Bell, the meth-addicted first cousins from Georgia, on trial in the death of their 15-day-old baby, Kalia Claire McNabb. I, for one, felt they should have had separate trials, but the powers that be didn't see it that way. Their attorneys, too, wanted separate trials instead of a joint one, but the judge said nope. Anyway, we're going to finish up, if you can believe it, Chris McNabb's third interview with Lead Investigator Jeff Alexander from the Newton County Sheriff's Office in Covington, Georgia. You know, this whole time, I keep waiting for him to get to the point, Chris, when he's yammering. And I think Mr. A is as well. And especially when we get to the part of how he explains in great detail why he ran, why he jumped out of the car, well, after Aunt Pam opened the door for him, why he jumped out of the car and ran away when word was received that baby Kalia had been found in the woods. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think Aunt Kim traumatized him. The way he goes on and on about her. I usually say that all flippant and shit, but I really think she traumatized him. Screaming his name, as he said, 'cause he does go, he says it the same way every time. She was screaming my name and saying the baby's dead and that I done it. I'm glad he's in touch with his softer side, but he's a flippin' marshmallow sometimes. And in the part about waiting for him to get to the point and just the way he talks and talks, I wonder if after work Mr. A is sitting around with his buddies or his significant other, after work, and he recounts some of the pearls of wisdom that Chris McNabb imparts. And then, like, beer comes spewing out of his nose. I would just like to share with you a word salad example of Mr. McNabb. Just spitting out shit out of his mouth when he needs to fill the time while he comes up with his next lie in answer to a question. We could have t-shirts made with this one. From them and all that, or whatever, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's get t-shirts made. People be like, what does that shit mean? And we'll say, I know, right? But yes, Chris and Shit 2.0 continues his wordy meandering, rambling, and then without warning, he seems to run out of words. He, hits a wall. He finally gets tired of talking. It's like when a toddler has been running and playing top speed all day. Then you look over at them and they're all of a sudden asleep in the middle of their toys. And Mr. A just sat there in the silence, just in case he wanted to get started up again. And then he comes to the realization that Chris probably needs to go have a rest and it must be getting close to dinner or bedtime. Seems like the structured routine of prison life is agreeing with Chris and Shit 2.0, and getting off the hard drugs has done him some good. He didn't fly off the handle once. He's still a punk, though. But then, in the last part of the interview, he did start to get a bit mouthy. Probably because he was tired or hungry. How does Mr. A keep himself in check and not punch that damn punk in the face, telling him what he needs to do and should do, and all that shit? You need to call Courtney, and, you're going to have to approach her this way, 'cause she's scared. She's scared like I was scared. She's scared she's going to be locked up. You do need to talk to her, and you need to talk to Miles and Elaine, and you need to talk to all of them guys, that list of names I just gave you. Talk to everybody that came to my house, ever. This last part of the video of this interview is really steering me away from the sympathy factor, to where I just want to slap him upside his head and send him back to his cell with no dinner. And now, I'm not saying that I think all of a sudden that I flipped a switch and think that he did it or that he didn't do it. All I'm saying is it's not been proven to me yet. And of course, that's what the state is there to do, to prove it before it goes to the jury. before they come back with their verdict, and I'm treating myself as a member of the jury. I like to pretend and stuff, you know. Well, you'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get on with it because I have a couple of other things that I'm going to show at the end. One of them is a news interview, and they feature Megan Sorrells, who is Courtney's cousin, in it. So that's it, and I do hope you enjoy. Talk to you soon. And last minute update. I thought I had enough to finish up everything with part 11 of day 4 testimony, but no, there now will be a 12. It's just gotten so hard to upload anything to YouTube. A half-hour video literally takes, last video I put up took me 2.5 hours. So this is going to go way over an hour if I try to finish up the entire day. But on a good note, when we get back to the courtroom upon finishing Chris and Shit 2.0, his interview, we go back to the courtroom for a few minutes and then jump right into Courtney's third interview. After this will be right after she was picked up, arrested, so, and with her charges in her role, or what they charged her with for her role in Kalia's death. So, yeah, there's going to be a part 12. Don't you love it? I do. I am really into this. It gets good when Courtney's interview starts, and then we're finally going to go back into a lot more testimony, and you're going to get to hear from Shane Kidd, and I believe the girl that Chris was texting with that morning. So, all right, well, that's it. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
To me, there's always a possibility that somebody that's been in my house, I mean, it could have even been somebody that had never even been there. Maybe they could have been watching us. I don't know, but I just want to make sure that all avenues are explored, because it just ain't be all about me. I just don't. All I want is for it not to be all seen. I just don't want you to get so tunnel vision as to just think, just because you think I did it means I had to done it. I just want to know that
I don't go on my gut feeling or anything like that. I go on what the evidence shows. Okay. I don't have, I've been working this job a long time, and I've been successful at it because I don't go on it. I go on provable facts. Okay. And that's why I got you in jail right now. It was my decision to make an arrest, and it was my decision to charge you with murder, malice murder, all these charges.
Can I ask you why there's two different counts?
Yeah, it's just because of the way the law reads. We just got to cover all the bases.
What are you pushing for, Judge?
I don't do that. That's not up to me.
What's the DA pushing for? You honestly don't know. Or you can't tell me.
I don't know. I don't get involved in that. I don't let them get involved in my investigations, and I don't get involved in their decisions.
You don't owe me any favors. You don't owe me anything, but I will still want to ask you, please do everything to find out who killed myself. I will. Because I'm telling you, man to man, and I mean, I think, sure I got a reason to lie. Surely, surely if I really did do it, that I got a reason to lie about it. But I'm still stuck, just focus on me. Because I know I didn't do it. God knows I didn't do it. And the evidence is evidence. I can't argue with evidence. But still though, like, just because all that, anything that might have been around was mine, doesn't mean that I had to be the one to do it. Doesn't mean that I'm the one that done it. It's a very strong reason to believe that I did it. But it don't automatically mean that I'm the one that done it. And I don't want to be found guilty of something that I didn't do. she was my child. And I loved that baby. That was my kid. Both of them were. And I know both of them were. And no, I didn't find out that she wasn't. No, I didn't hear a possibility that she wasn't. Because I know Courtney, and I know how much she cares about me, and I know that she never messed around while we were together until now. And we're not together anymore because she's so confused about everything that's going on. She don't know what happened. She's hurt. And she's doing whatever she can to get by. And that means using these dudes for places to live, to get high or whatever she's doing. But I know those were my kids. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Well, I don't doubt that either. But we just, those are just some of the things we got to cross off the list, you know that.
What you got to think about in your mind is what motive, where is the motive of me killing my child? What motive did I have? There's no motive there.
I understand.
Financially, my dad would have helped me do anything, and you can ask him that. And I know what he said. He said, I would never, I know exactly what he said, without even having to ask him, that he would never let my children go without his grandchildren. He would did anything. My dad makes pretty good money, and I worked with him. And yeah, there towards the end, about the last month and a half, I got to where I wasn't working that much. But one thing about my dad was he made sure that I had rent paid, and just think about the fact, maybe you might have something run through your mind, well, maybe it got too much for me taking care of, and I needed a break. Just think that, I'm pretty sure that's ran through everybody's mind. My stepmom offered to take Khalid right before all this happened. She offered to take her for a few months, and I said no. I didn't need a break from my kid. I mean, there were times where I would leave and I would go off and party, but I always came back. I always came back either that night or the next day. I always came back. I never stayed home. I never needed a break to be away from my kids for any kind of time. Like, my kids wasn't a burden to me. They really were not a burden to me. And I've been around Clarissa since she was 18 months old. Ain't never harmed a hair nor, I never harmed that baby at all. Why all of a sudden when I have a newborn, why would I do something to her? Why? I just don't see any reason. I don't see anything other than the fact that, you know, maybe she was down in my bag and maybe there was stuff of mine around. I don't know. Whatever the truth may be. Yeah, those would make you think that I had something to do with it, but there's nothing else I see that can make anybody think I done it. Because I know I didn't do it, and I know I didn't have a reason to do it. There's just no reason I would have never done that to my kid. Either one of them. I love my kid. And it don't matter how bad Clarissa was. Hey, she don't bother me. I mean, yeah, I get a little aggravated when she won't sit down somewhere. But any parent does. Gets aggravated when their kid don't listen. And she listens most of the time, but there's times where she don't. But I ain't got nobody but myself and my genes to blame for that. Because I was just like that when I was little. I know what my dad went through. But I don't get mad at my kids for that kind of stuff. I don't get mad, I don't get angry at my kids to begin with. Like, you can't call, when you get aggravated with a kid for doing something, you can't call that being mad. You're just aggravated because you want your kid to listen. But I don't care if my kids never listened to a word I said. I wouldn't harm them. I hardly ever even pop Rissa. I never pop Alita because she's just a baby and you don't do that to baby. But every now and then I pop Rissa. Most of the time her hand, and most of the time it's her hand. Every now and then I pop her on her butt, but she wears a diaper so she ain't feeling that. You pop her on her hand one time. And that was like, she had a bad habit of trying to pick Alita up. And there was one time where she picked her up and she like hold her upside down. And I grabbed her from her real quick, you know what I mean? And pushed her back. Like, man, you can't grab her like that. You'll hurt her. You know what I mean? And she was getting to where, I mean, yeah, Khalil was 15 days old, but I think Clarissa was starting to understand. You can't just, grab her up. You can't just grab a baby up. I mean, you'll hurt a baby easy. And I think she was starting to understand that. But that morning when I went in there and she wasn't in there, naturally I thought Clarissa and I picked her up, put her down somewhere. That's what I thought. And I'm pretty sure that's what Courtney thought, because we both knew that Clarissa, had a habit of wanting to pick her up. And they were back there by herself. And that's what we were both hoping. I mean, we were just hoping that Clarissa grabbed her and just, was holding her and put her down somewhere. But in my heart, I knew she was gone because I didn't hear her. She would have been crying or something, surely, if she'd been snatched up and put down somewhere. I feel like she would have been crying. And then we noticed that her pacifier was on the ground. I mean, her bottle was still in the bathroom. And it was like, that's why I feel like whoever did it, they didn't come for her. It wasn't planned, I don't feel like. I think that they had something else in mind, and maybe they've seen an opportunity, or, I don't know. Honestly, I've been thinking, I've had a lot of, I don't see no reason why anybody would want to take my kid, but people do things for kids. People will do things because they can. People do things because they want to. I can't put my finger on nothing though. I cannot honestly put my finger on anybody. It's hard for me to even think that somebody would be capable of brutally murdering a 15-day-old baby. My lawyer told me that her brain would come out of her head. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? I can't even imagine it. I can't see anybody wanting to do something like that. Especially not me. I know I wouldn't do anything like that. I just don't understand why whoever did it had to put. That's sick, man. That's fucked up, man. That's brutal, dude. Whoever did it is kind of hard, man. But I gotta work. It's my kids. It's my life. It's my family. I'm sorry. All right. What else to say? I want the person that did this found though. Probably more than anybody else does. Because he's the only way I'm gonna get out. I'm losing this more than anybody's losing. This whole situation has caused me to lose everything. I've lost both of my kids. I don't have an opportunity to have either one of them back while I'm in here. Clarissa's been told by DFAT. She's in a foster home somewhere. I don't know if anybody will ever get her out of it.
Probably not.
But I know there's supposed to be a DFAT hearing sometime, and I'm supposed to be at it. And I'm trying to get my mom to get her. And I know the Bells are trying to get her. But it's being, all it's being, not only to the y'all, me, and Courtney, and everybody involved. But it's hurting Carissa more than it's hurting anybody.
Unless it's not their fault.
How could it not? She's missing her mama and her daddy.
You know that she's missing her mom and dad?
Yeah, she's gotta be. Especially, Courtney's been there from day one. But since she was 18 months old, I've been there. She knew who I was. She loved me just as much as she loved Courtney. But Courtney's been there the whole time. And then all of a sudden, neither one of us are there. And she's around all new people. And I know she's young, and I hope she ain't hurt. I hope she don't realize. Because I don't want her to be. But I know how, like, if Courtney would get out of the car and go in a restaurant to use the bathroom, we might stop, and she would get out and go in the restroom when she was pregnant, you know how women are. It would tear Carissa up. She couldn't stand it. She couldn't stand not being around her mama for a second. She hated it. And she let you know about it. I hope it does hurt her. But it's hurting me. It's hurting Courtney. It's hurting my dad. It's hurting my stepmom. It's hurting Courtney's parents. I don't know about Pam. She don't really have much of a heart. You know.
Let me ask you about Pam. That's Courtney's mom.
Courtney didn't know it was her mom until she was like 14.
And how's Pam related to you? Tell me about that.
She's my dad's sister. You already knew that stuff.
Well, I didn't know for sure.
It's like this. I never knew Courtney when we were growing up. I never met her. She didn't know who her mom was. She knew Pam, but she didn't know Pam was her mom. She found some paperwork when she was younger. And that's how she found out Pam was her mom. And somehow me and Courtney got to talking. I didn't know who she was at first. I didn't know that she was my cousin. I didn't know that at first. But we didn't ever meet until 2013 when we met. It was like, we knew who we were to each other, but we never knew each other, and you can't stop what you feel from the get-go. When the very first time I ever met her, I knew I loved her. And I know what love is. I know what being in love is about. Because I've been with a lot of women in my time, and I've never felt about a girl the way I felt about Courtney. And she felt the same way. And that's just, and it got started like that. And it was wrong, but I don't apologize for it. Because I love her. I can't help how my heart feels. And she felt the same way. I mean, and it's embarrassing to people. It embarrasses my dad. He dealt with it because of the baby. I mean, he got over it. He don't like it, but he loves me, and he loves his grandchildren. And he loves Courtney. I mean, but yeah, I mean, Pam's my dad's sister. And that makes Courtney my cousin. And we know that. We both were aware of that. And I don't know, I guess if you think about it, man, I guess most people in the world probably think it's sick.
Well, that's kind of odd.
But at least we both got, the knowledge that we didn't know each other growing up. We didn't grow up together. We were never kids together. When we met, we were both grown and both into a lot of stuff. So, I mean, yeah, it's odd.
But it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. I would take it back if I could.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate clearing that up. and then talk to Courtney. So,
The only thing I can say, man, when you call her,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to talk her down with being scared. She's scared.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she told me Monday that she stopped talking to her lawyer. She stopped talking to everybody. She don't tell nobody where she's at. She had death threats. I mean, she's obviously scared that somehow somebody's gonna try to turn it into her, and then maybe her being involved.
Mm-hmm.
She's just scared. So, I mean, it would surprise me if you ever get her to come up here willingly. I don't think she will do it. My dad don't think she's gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way I would go about it is, when you get her on the phone, to just let her know that you've got things that you want to ask her. And I don't know what your agenda is. I don't know if you think she did it or whatever. I don't know if you think she might have been involved. I can't tell you how to do your job, but I can tell you how to get her to talk to you. If you literally are not trying to arrest her or anything like that, if you tell her that the phone call is being recorded and that you got things that you want to ask her, then to really record the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that whatever you ask her, you'll answer it. If you could just calm her down quick, that's the way. You gotta get to her quick. You gotta tell her about, because I know her better than anybody knows her. And she's scared. But she told me she's scared.
Why is she scared?
I mean, because I'm locked up and I'm sitting here telling her I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So in her mind, she don't know if I did it or not. But she can't say either way. She can't say, yeah, he did it, or no, he didn't do it. From what I understand, she had maintained that she was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep. So I can't say for a solid fact if she woke up or not, but I'd say she didn't wake up. Just because she would have woke me up if she would have got out from under me. The way we were, she would have woke me up. But I'm in here locked up. Everybody knows that 9 times out of 10, both parents usually get locked up. She knows that, I know that, everybody knows that. She's scared of everything, I guess. I can't say that, but I would say she's scared of a bunch of different things. She don't want to end up in here. She don't want to be charged with it. Like, she even said that she wasn't going to come see me. And at first she didn't really even want to talk to me because she just didn't want to make it look like she had anything to do with it by supporting me. Not knowing whether or not I did it. You know what I mean? She's scared. So it's going to be hard. It's probably going to be hard to talk to her. For you. Or any other law enforcement. But she needs to be talked to because she's been told things. She's heard things, and all those things that she's heard and been told need to come out. And I don't know it all, what all she's heard. But I know that she probably needs to be back up here sitting in this chair talking to all of us. Because whatever she's been hearing, maybe it could help. Anything could help. Especially if you hadn't talked to her since the first 2 days.
Mm-hmm. I've talked to her a couple of times since then. No. It's almost 3:15, Christopher, I think. Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Did Courtney kill this child?
No.
Christopher, did you kill this child?
No.
Got it. I think with that being said, and it's like I said, it's 3:15, we've been here for a little while. We will go ahead and end this right now. If you have anything else you want to talk to me about, just send me a message up to me. I'll get you as quickly as I can, okay?
Yes, everything's in your right.
We'll take a 20-minute recess at this time, so I'm going to excuse you back to the jury room. Okay, everybody may be seated. Call, you may continue.
Investigator Alexander, you and Mr. McNab were speaking in that last interview about Matthew Lester and whether or not Mr. Lester had actually gone to report, I guess, his beating up to the police.
Yes.
I believe you told Mr. McNab that he had not. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you aware of whether, in fact, Mr. Lester did, in fact, make a report to the police?
He actually did, yes, ma'am.
And what month was that in?
September 13th or so, I believe.
Was that close in time to when Ms. Bell believed that it was?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now, were you aware that Courtney Bell was indicted by the grand jury in January of 2018?
Yes.
And were you aware that Courtney Bell was arrested on January the 7th of 2018?
Yes.
And did you go to the sheriff's office the following day, which would have been on a Sunday, to interview her?
I did.
And was that interview reported?
It was.
And did you advise Ms. Bell of her rights pursuant again to Miranda?
I did.
And did you utilize the same form, but obviously a new form, to advise her of her rights?
Yes, I did.
I believe that's already here as well, Judge. Let me find the exhibit. Investigator Alexander, I'm showing you State's Exhibit number 6. Do you recognize that?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
It is the Miranda form that I went over with Ms. Bell actually on the 7th of January.
And is that the original form that covered each one of the rights that she has pursuant to Miranda?
Yes.
And did you, in the same way that you did on a previous occasion, have her initial next to each and every one of the rights acknowledging that she understood that right?
I did.
Did you have her sign that form indicating that she was willing to waive those rights and speak to you?
I did.
Was she threatened or promised anything to speak with you?
Not at all.
Coerced in any way?
Not at all.
Found it offer State's Exhibit number 6 in the evidence.
Submitted without objection.
Have you had a chance to listen to the recording of the interview with Ms. Bell?
I have.
And is it a fair and accurate recording of the interview? This is an audio interview only, is that correct?
That's correct.
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit number 86 in the evidence.
Objection.
Submitted without objection.
I'm tendering State's 87 in the evidence, which is a transcript of that interview. May I publish? For the record, Judge, I'm going to start it at about 1:05 because there's some dead time in the beginning.
Is that going to affect the first page?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Is that going to affect, we're all on the first page?
No, Your Honor, I don't believe so.
I don't know what you mean. Do we need to be directed to a page? Or is it the first page?
Judge, I don't believe so. I believe it just, there's some dead time where she's sitting in the interview room and it starts at 1:05 since it's on a digital recorder as opposed to. I'm gonna have my investigator just bring another copy down, Judge, from upstairs.
Now, y'all go ahead and start reading. Y'all looking down. Let's go back and just turn it over in your lap so you won't be tempted. Doing what I always told you. And there's been a trial I've been in. Where I've been able to get all the equipment to work the right way. All through the trial. We use this kind of dead time for me to ask y'all. This tape they're about to play is 19 pages. It's going to be about, I've been told, about 40 minutes. Oh, she'll finish up her examination of him, and then we would go into cross-examination. But my question is, how late do y'all want to go? Because I don't know how long the cross-examination is going to take. Can y'all give me any kind of idea on the defendant's sides?
I would think at least half an hour.
Half an hour? Okay. Well, with that, then I would want to go ahead and finish his testimony today. When we came in on Monday, we have 4 state witnesses left, but they're not the lengthy witnesses, I would not assume. Like, not anything against Mr. Alexander, but not against like that. So those are my thoughts, that we would probably do it that way.
I promise you, as of 9 o'clock last night at work, Judge, I'm not sure what's not working today. Apologize.
Have you got another disc in?
We're trying to have one sent down from upstairs. That's what Miss Stone just went upstairs to get.
Well, we don't really control the air. We don't seem to control the thermostats down here. Because in modern computer ages, I used to get when they first built the building, in that courtroom number 1, I know it's been like a meat locker sometimes, and I would get over there and start saying, well, just turn up the heat or something, and they come back and tell me, well, that has to be done through Gainesville. I said, Gainesville? What are you talking about? Yeah, we got called to Gainesville. And they call up, they come back, and they say the temperature's fine, Judge. What do you mean they're saying it's fine? You know? And I literally bought out a thermometer to put on my desk, because they'd be up in Gainesville saying, no, y'all comfortable down there, it's like 72. And of course my thermometer would say like 52, you know. And they've always been that way. So I guess we're now structured, Ms. Hayes, through Gainesville again.
No clue where it comes from, but we don't have any control over it. I just call maintenance and ask them to please see that it stays on.
I don't know what to tell you. Because right now, to me, it's okay, but it was real cold this morning. And I guess it takes a while for the building to heat up or something. But they turn it off. And that's what she was just telling me. They've made sure that they're not going to turn it off until we get finished. Because that'd be one heck of a note. Real cold this morning, sweat dripping off of you this afternoon.
We've got it working on another laptop, Judge.
Well, I don't know that he needs to run it continually, because I think it's one of the problems. They got it set so when it runs overnight like that, it's a meat locker when we get here in the morning time. Y'all see the vast power of a Superior Court judge, a chief judge. I don't even control the temperature in here. Years before, there was a big murder case way back. I don't even think it was murder. I don't know what it was, back in the 80s that I was in. Are y'all ready? Oh, they're ready. See, I was about to tell you a story, and they're all ready. We'll see how this one works.
All right, it's 10 minutes after 11 on, what's the date today? January 7th, 2018. Just like before we do any talking. No. Is it C-O-U or C-O? C-O-R, T-N-E-Y. Marie, right? Okay. This is your room. Actually, I'll look up right there. That's on the rights waiver form. It says, I understand I have the following rights. Number 1, it says I have to remain silent. You understand that? So initial in that box right there, so you understand. Number 2, anything I say can and will be used against me in court of law. Do you understand that? Okay. Number 3, I have the right to talk with an attorney and have that person present while I am being questioned. Do you understand that? Number 4, if I cannot afford to hire an attorney, one would be appointed by the courts to represent me before questioning. Do you understand that? Number 5 says I can exercise my rights at any time, and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that? Okay, and the last line right there says, having these rights in mind, I wish to speak with law enforcement. I have not been promised anything, nor have I been threatened, coerced, or forced in any way to make this statement. Do you understand that? You still want to talk with me this morning, right? Okay.
So why am I being charged for murder?
Well, because the DA's office has decided, you're actually being charged with murder in second degree.
It's still murder, and I didn't do this, and it had nothing to do with any of it. I didn't even know about it.
There is, do you know the other charges you're being charged with also?
Yeah, I wrote them down.
Okay. With the
Murder of children,
children.
second degree, and then that one I don't know what it means.
Okay, it's contributing to the deprivation of a child. Which basically means that because of the improper care and the things that have been going on in the household.
What all happened and what all we did, and I am guilty of somewhat neglect because I did drugs. But I didn't never see this coming. That's my baby. I went to fucking sleep and I woke up and she's gone. This just drove me crazy every goddamn day.
And how have you dealt with it?
I self-medicate.
Doing what?
Drugs. But for the last week, I ain't even had a taste for drugs. I want help. I had drugs on me yesterday, but I hadn't even done any. I went to sleep the night before, and I had woke up 2 hours prior to being arrested. Had drugs on me, didn't want the drugs, didn't do any of them.
Other than that night you went to sleep the night before, when was the last time you slept or ate right?
I'd have to think for a minute. I just woke up.
It's been that long, huh?
No, it's not been that long. There's a lot of things go on in my life.
Like what?
Like me not having nowhere to go because of all this. My home was took from me, my family was took from me, my car was took from me.
How are you getting around?
I wasn't just rides from people. But I have, I'm alone. I'm alone to fight all this about myself.
What are you fighting?
This traumatic fucking experience that I'm going through.
Why are you trying to do it alone?
Who do I have?
Well, I'm sure D-Backs could have helped you out.
So they're gonna be by my side.
I don't know if they're going to be by your side.
Right.
You know, somebody could have probably helped you out getting into the program or something. But you gotta admit you took it on yourself to go ahead and...
I didn't know how. I didn't know how to just walk into a center and just sign myself in. I didn't know how.
When was the last time you saw Clarissa?
Well over a month.
And where is she now, do you know?
With my dad.
She's living with your dad now?
I talk to her every day.
You do talk to her every day?
I miss my baby. I miss my babies.
How come you haven't been
been in touch with me since the beginning of October.
I tried to call you.
You called me one time.
I tried to call you back when I didn't have, when I didn't come up here when you wanted me to. It's been so long, I don't remember what it was, but something had happened. Oh, I didn't even have my car then. And I didn't have a ride. Thank my Aunt Kim. The day that I talked to you, I was supposed to be there that Thursday or something. I didn't have anywhere to live. I didn't have nothing.
What about your mom?
What matters? She don't fuck with me.
Your dad won't let you stay there?
I can't because Clarissa don't lose her.
Your dad and your grandparents live together, is that right?
I wish I could have went home. That's what I needed was my family. But I don't deserve this at all. I'm hurting every single fucking second of the day. For Clarissa and for Kalia. Clarissa hardly even talks anymore. She had the same little girl, and it hurt so bad. I just didn't know how. You know, like I'm supposed to just know what to do. Or know how to do it. I'm hurt. My pain goes so deep. I can't believe this shit's fucking happened. This is a fucking nightmare.
I imagine it is. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I don't understand what you're going through, because I don't.
I go sit with her all the time and talk to her.
Where you go to sit with her at?
In her grave.
When was the last time you did that?
The day I got out because I don't have a vehicle.
Where's her grave at?
Down the road. You know, when you're leaving the intersection right here, and you're going around the big curve to like go toward Congress. When you're going around the curve, as soon as you get around it, there's a church right here, and you have to cross railroad tracks. She's buried in the back of the church. And then he has 2 burial plots. She didn't even look the same. It's hard to accept that that was even my baby.
Authorities are trying to figure out how and why a 2-week-old baby was left to die in a wooded area over the weekend. Our Christy Etheridge has been following this story for us. And Christy, the father of this child is now in custody?
He is, but he was arrested on probation violations from charges out of another county. At this point, he is still only a person of interest in the case of his daughter's death. 15-day-old Kalia McNab was reported missing around 10 a.m. Saturday morning. A little more than 24 hours later, a search party found that child in the woods, wrapped in a blue cloth and placed under a log. Of course, most of the family collapsed into tears, but police say the father, Chris McNabb, was riding in the car with the mother at the time. And when he learned the child's body had been found, police say he jumped out of the car and tried to make a run for it. Within 3 hours, officers got a tip he was at a nearby car wash. They caught up with him and arrested him for a probation violation based on a previous robbery out of Bartow County. Now, long before he was a person of interest, families started pointing fingers. We asked why the mother and father were not out searching for their baby. This is what they said.
He was originally trying to stay, we was trying to keep him around my brother last night, just so, because we really thought he did something to her. So we was trying to make sure he couldn't get away, and he wanted to go to his aunt's.
Now, it's really important to note Chris McNabb has not been charged with anything related to Kalia's death, but police say his suspicious behavior does certainly make them want to question him.
Where does the mom stand in this investigation, Christy?
They say she went back to the sheriff's office to make another statement, but they have not named her as a person of interest as of now. Shiva.
The father of a newborn baby girl is charged with her murder. 15-day-old Kalia McNabb died from blunt force trauma to the head. The baby girl's body was found in Covington over the weekend. Christopher McNabb now faces several charges, including malice murder and concealing a death. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us now with new information in this case. Angelique.
Well, Elise, good afternoon. These charges were certainly expected, but they are painful for the family nonetheless. Now, the sheriff says they were officially filed this morning at the Newton County Jail. Chris McNabb had been held on probation violation since shortly after the baby disappeared. Those charges were upgraded this morning to malice murder, felony murder, aggravated battery, and concealing a death. That's after an autopsy revealed his daughter died from blunt force trauma to the head. The sheriff's office revealed new information about how McNabb responded the moment he learned 15-day-old Kalia was missing.
The baby was found in the afternoon. Someone at the trailer park or knew what had happened had texted the mother. The mother happened to be in a car with the father, and they were at the intersection of Highway 36 and the bypass. When he learned that the baby's body had been discovered, he jumped out and ran.
Now McNabb is being held without bond. We expect he will make his first appearance before a magistrate judge tomorrow. Some very disturbing details from those arrest warrants. According to the documents, Christopher McNabb hit his daughter so hard, allegedly hit her so hard with an unknown object that has disfigured her skull.
I would hang my head too, because the world now is looking at your face.
Murder suspect Christopher McNabb never held his head up during his first court appearance Thursday before a magistrate judge. Fox 5 News has learned more details about how investigators believe the 27-year-old father allegedly took the life of his own 15-day-old daughter, Kalia. Arrest warrants indicate McNabb struck the baby with an unknown object, which caused her skull to be seriously disfigured and damaged beyond repair. The news baffles McNabb's next-door neighbor.
She was so tiny. Why do you have to pick something up to bludgeon a 2-week-old baby.
The criminal warrants indicate McNab wrapped Kalia in a t-shirt and a blanket that came from the residence, then placed her in one of his drawstring carry bags before taking her to the woods and attempting to conceal her body with debris. The disturbing details reveal the charade his neighbors now realize he was wrapped up in during the weekend searches.
He was so sincere about wanting his baby back, and then all the time he killed her.
McNab is being held in isolation. He did not ask for an attorney, and deputies confirm he is on suicide watch, charged with felony and malice murder, aggravated battery, and concealing a death.
I can't understand it.